what it's supposed to do. I mean, this is its period, all right? Even those of them who do the holding of rain thing, there's something they are called rainmakers. Do they? Yeah, those people that hold the rain, and also, do they hold the rain during rainy season? I don't know if they do. Well, someone is trying to block something. Not the rain, though. But he's actually trying to block the rain of something. The rain of cash. The rain of money from one place to another. The rain of corruption or corrupt people. It could be rain as in rainfall or rain as in on the throne. That's the AGF, the Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi. So he's made a move to block presidential pardon for corrupt leaders. If you are corrupt, face the law. No pardon for you. And he says this is to strengthen the fight against corruption. So it's actually seeking to exclude corruption cases from the prerogative of mercy. He said this at an event that was organized by the ICPC, that's the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC. The theme for that program is building a unified front against corruption in Nigeria. There are so many state attorneys general were there, commissioners for justice from all 36 states of the federation were there. There were representatives from civil society organizations, the private sector, and other stakeholders, they were there. It was a round table. All right. So the AGF said the proposed amendment will be pursued. Not now. Yeah. In the next constitutional review to ensure that corrupt leaders face the full weight of the law. Corruption is a big problem in Nigeria. Sometime in, was it 2021 or so? Or 2022, there was a Transparency International, actually released some kind of corruption perception index. They released that, I think, every year. So I've not even checked the one for this year. And they said corruption was waxing strong in Nigeria as of that time in 2022. And they put Nigeria in the 4th place. Yeah. They put Nigeria up. They moved Nigeria up 4 places, rather. That's what I'm looking at here. I'm just looking at it again. Nigeria in 2021 maintained a score of 24 out of 100 points in the 2021 assessment. That is 150th in the new index compared to its 154th position. All right. That was the previous one. So they're saying as of that time, there was no change. We still there where we did. 2021 and 2022. Corruption was still thriving. And I'm sure people will say, has it changed now? What is the corruption perception index for Nigeria this year? I'll find out. But then, the simple question I'm asking you is, this move by the AGF, although he says the proposal is something that will come up later. It's not now. But do you think this would not stop? Don't say stop. Do you think this would reduce corruption in Nigeria? At least when people who are in positions of authority realize that, hey, there's nothing covering you. If there's corruption involved, you are going all the way down. They said the prerogative of mercy should not cover corruption cases. But is there even any? Is corruption that is the problem now? There's nothing else. If you remove, but then, what do you think? Do you think this would reduce corruption in Nigeria? I just want you to tell me. All right. I'll go on a commercial break in a bit. And when I return, I'll be taking your calls. But do where to send me messages. Send me a message via WhatsApp. Get on Facebook and drop the comments there. If the network allows you, it will allow you. All right. Thank you. 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416. That's the number to send your messages to. And of course, on Facebook, it's Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Will this proposal for zero presidential pardon for corrupt leaders, politicians, of course, it's usually the politicians that are in place of authority, but they're not the only ones, right? But will it reduce corruption? Do you think this is that thing we've been looking for since? This is what will change this thing that has been happening over time. All right, let's go off now for that commercial break, and then we'll come back and I'll take your calls. Hard. Still talking, it's hard facts. My name is Constance Mega. And so the news is the Attorney General of the Federation, that's the AGF, and of course he's also the Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, has proposed a constitutional amendment to block presidential pardons for corrupt leaders. And this is aimed at strengthening the fight against corruption. And so I'm simply asking, do you think this will reduce corruption? So the AGF made this proposal at a one-day roundtable that was organized by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission. This happened today in Abuja. And so they're seeking to exclude corruption cases from the prerogative of mercy. Do you think this would reduce corruption in Nigeria? That's my question. Send me a message via WhatsApp, okay? 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416. And I have to run off for the news. news headlines, all right? After that, I'm going to take your calls, all right? But very quickly, Igbani Joe says the proposal by the AGF is a good one, but it will only reduce corruption if it will not be politicized and lopsided. Is the lopsided... Anyway, I'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Headline News, Nigeria Info on
92.3.
Headline News.
All right, good evening. Here are the headlines. Rivers police arrest one chance robbery gang, another for child trafficking. DSS occupies Serap office in Abuja. DSS arrests, detains NLC President Joe Ajero. PDP, TUC, others demand immediate release of NLC President. Labour Party withdraws automatic tickets for former presidential candidate Obi and governorship candidate and Governor Oti. APC National Leadership appeals case stopping congresses in Rivers State. AGF moves to block presidential pardon for corrupt leaders. On the foreign scene, Germany announces temporary controls on all land borders. We'll bring you details in the 6 p.m. bulletin. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I am Constance Mega. Thank you so much for listening.
Nigeria Info. Nigeria. I'm listening.
So this particular move by the AGF planning to exclude corruption cases from the prerogative of mercy is more like, let's hold people accountable for corrupt actions and let's ensure that they do not escape the consequences. Also on X, it's Nigeria Info PH. Have I even been looking at the X? All right.
Thank you very much. We should rather tell our friends on corruption to be friends. If you look at the case of corruption, how many were able to and how many people said corruption charges. So if we are and models are granted away. But I think the boss right now is to strengthen the and many politicians who when they were sued for corruption cases, before you know it, a power from on high will be able to one way or another intervene, and before you know it, the case is no longer there. So I think if this institution is very stronger than human beings, it will be more better than this very expunging the prerogative of mercy, as you call it, from the reading, from those who were corrupt. So I think, for me, it's a good thing, but it's not what we need now.
All right, thank you. Okonkwo from Rumokuta, welcome.
Yes, Madam Constant, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, Madam Constant, we should always think of remembering the past so that we'll know the way to judge the future.
All right.
What was the good result of Ukute panel? To today, we didn't hear anything about that panel. What was the result of our brothers' conference, national conference? President Jonathan, national conference. It's a terrible situation. We are good, or let me say, the politicians are good in coming up with policies, and equally the national lawyers. They are good in coming up with policies. But when it is time for enforcement and implementation, this one that they have come up with now, within few weeks or few months, everything will just die off. Because the people that they are talking of are the talking and referring to are seen as the owners of Nigeria, the owners of this nation. It will just die within 2 days.
Okay. That's for Okonkwo. Mr. Harry from Borokri.
Yeah. Good evening, Constance.
Welcome, sir. Please go on.
This thing is a huge joke. You know why I'm laughing?
Why are you laughing?
Who amongst these guys are not corrupt? Both the Attorney General that wants to alter the Constitution, that they should alter the Constitution.
Why are you calling the Attorney General corrupt? Do you have proof of him being corrupt?
All of them. There is no politician there. There's no in Nigeria. Let us leave this thing, though.
But the AGF is not a politician.
Was he not employed by a politician?
So does that make him a politician?
My sister, they are all the same thing. Right now, what we are facing in Nigeria is hunger, how to reduce the price of fuel.
Is that not part of the reasons why there is hunger? Is corruption not part of the issues?
The people that want to fight this corruption, are they not the corrupt people?
So what are you saying, Harry? You're saying that this will not reduce corruption?
Nothing. It's just like it's just a mere joke, huge joke.
All right. Hi, George from Buguma. Good evening, sir.
Yes, Constant, once again, I want to say that you see, this is only to divert attention.
Really?
This problem is not the major. See, in life, they say desperate issues demand desperate actions.
So, George, what you're saying... George, let me understand you, right?
Yeah.
That is the Attorney General. He's doing his job as a Minister of Justice, right? So you're saying because he says we're proposing that there should be no presidential pardon for corrupt leaders, he has made it a major issue.
Constant, that this very matter does not just came from him. It was an order from somebody.
It's not an order. It's called a proposal. I am proposing that we do this.
Okay, even if it's proposing, please, for now, it should put to rest this proposal and bring up a proposal that will put smile in the lives of Nigeria. That is what Nigerians are after, because we were in this country when Buhari was here, he was physically acting as if he's fighting corruption until one of his men asset men in this party told Nigerians that once you join the party, your sins are forgiven.
All right, Madam Daughter from Gokana, please go on.
Thank you, Constant. Good afternoon to you.
Good evening, ma'am.
Thank you.